It's Revenge of the 5th, the day that I'm allowed to be honest about the fact that Star Wars is dead. Because
says the guy who won't shut up about how much he loves Andor.
Good point. Google suddenly announced the Pixel Fold on Thursday, surprising the whole internet. The company used Star Wars Day to tweet out a teaser of the product and a frankly offensive pun, giving us our first
Execute Order 66.
Giving us our first official look at the device less than a week before Google's I/O event on May 10th. Of course, rumors about the phone have been circulating for months, but it's great to get our first real look at the phone and its bezels, and confirm that Google is still more of a software company. The Fold now has an official store page with a banner confirming that more information about the phablet will come out during I/O. I haven't heard that word in years.
In a long time.
In a long time. Man, I can't wait to hear a Google executive probably tell us that the Fold is powered by the Tensor G2 SoC, has 12 gigs of RAM, 120 hertz displays, costs $1,800, and a bunch of other stuff that John Prosser and Evan Blass said weeks ago. A leaked internal document from a senior Google engineer warns that the tech giant and its competitor OpenAI may soon face their greatest rival in AI development. At Tony Shalhoub fan 69. You mean Tony Shalhoub of Monk's fame?
Yes.
I mean, really, it could be any of the other 68 fans of the star of television's award-winning crime dramedy Monk. So, in the document, engineer Luke Cernow argues that Google and OpenAI are being leapfrogged by indie open source AI researchers who are making massive strides in AI development in their basements with gaming laptops, due in no small part to the leak of Meta's Llama large language model. Cernow urges that Google's only option is to learn from and collaborate with what others are doing outside Google, even if that means reading a lot of AI-generated Monk fan fiction.
And some slash fiction.
Grassroots AI research is also gaining attention in the EU, which is doing what it does best and developing regulations. But there's a risk that sweeping restrictions on AI could limit grassroots researchers' ability to create questionably conscious entities in their basement. Regulations could also cause the EU to risk losing the AI arms race to the US, and that's all according to an open letter coordinated by Large Scale AI Open Network, aka LION, a German nonprofit AI research group. Oh man. If I had $1 for every time America and Germany were fighting, I would use them as seed capital to fund research toward building a time machine, which I would use to go back in time and prevent several key historical events that would have supplied me the initial dollars I used to fund the machine, thus creating a potential time paradox that would threaten the fabric of space-time. Or maybe I'd buy an ice cream. And Xbox head Phil Spencer gave an interview on the Kinda Funny Xcast where he discussed many topics. In reference to Xbox competing with PlayStation and Nintendo in the console market, Spencer remarked, "There is no world where Starfield is an 11 out of 10 and people start selling their PS5s," really demonstrating why he is the head of Xbox. His vision is so vast, he can see through the multiverse.
But can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Of course, the reason Phil believes this elusive world doesn't exist is because he spent years searching. No, it's because Microsoft lost the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games. And as a result, Xbox can't claw back the market share from its competitors. There's just no way. Discussing Xbox exclusives specifically, he also commented on the mediocre reception of the game Redfall. This sounds like a fun podcast episode. Just like whipping himself. Phil said game critics rated the game double digits lower than what the Xbox team expected based on their own internal mock reviews. Now, since we've already established that Phil Spencer is a higher dimensional being, it's more than likely this is some 4D chess move to convince UK regulators that if they don't reverse their decision blocking the Activision merger, Xbox will go bankrupt, leaving only two incredibly profitable games console companies to duke it out for world domination. And if there's one thing the UK hates, it's a two-party system. And that's a joke about them having more than one party, two parties.
First past the post,
they have,
bad.
It's like Canada, so
yeah.
Look it up. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Vessi. Vessi Footwear claims to be 100% waterproof no matter the weather. So if you're always moving through different weathers, Vessi's everyday moves are the shoes for you. With enhanced breathability and added support, this style is perfect for the adventurous or those looking for something sportier. Featuring a pull tab to take them off and put them on with ease, vegan suede lace cages, extra midsole cushioning, and the same waterproof Dymatex technology. You'll want to wear them everywhere. Keep your feet dry and save 15% with our offer code TECHLINKED at vessi.com/techlinked. I've never told anyone this, but long bits killed my family. That's why I've dedicated my life to cutting them down to size. The European Space Agency is making big moves in its future projects by exploring nuclear-powered rockets for deep space travel, and even space-based solar farms that will send energy to Earth with lasers. What? But before they move forward, they need to explain how the name of the rocket study, Rocket Roll, stands for Preliminary European Reckon on Nuclear Electric Propulsion for Space Applications. Sounds to me like Rocket Roll stands for, I can't spell.
You guys could speak like 75 languages, can't write?
That's not how acronyms work. Discord has announced they are changing the way their usernames work, speaking of which, so that many users will probably have to pick a new one. The platform currently has a 4-digit tag to differentiate users with the same username, but they've decided to get rid of it to make usernames on Discord look a lot like those on other platforms. Because nothing makes you stand out quite like being the same. Microsoft has announced it is opening Bing AI access up to everyone. This is a great idea. No longer will you have to wait in line for a reason to finally use the search engine you've been purposely avoiding for years. Alongside this announcement, Microsoft said it will be adding more features to the chatbot, like enabling charts and graphs in Bing's answers, and even allowing chat history in the Edge browser, so that Bing will remember all the horrible puddles of internet scum it had to swim through just so you could find the conversion rate between US dollars and Vietnamese dong. Are you happy?
So much dong.
Apple and Google have partnered to develop a set of standards and best practices to reduce the misuse of Bluetooth tracking devices, which are these handy little devices that let you both find your luggage and stalk your ex-girlfriend. Very useful. Why did I say it like that?
Oh boy!
The new specification would inform users of Android and iOS devices when they're being tracked without their consent, which has received widespread support in the industry. Because, come on, they're soulless corporations, not monsters.
Think of the profits!
That, and no one wants to be the pro-stalking guy, generally bad for business. Colorado-based BioFire is launching a gun with fingerprint and facial recognition that will only work for verified users, though they have yet to explain where the blue checkmark will appear. The gun started as a high school science fair project.
Careful, Riley.
Okay, and is now launching with a $1,500 price tag. But can you really put a price on how cool you look while you grapple with the fragility of human life? At least it works. And can you really put a price on coming back on Monday for more tech news? Because I can. Please give me $100.